Take two, Joel. Joel, can you hear me? Drop a one if you can hear me fairly clear, my friend. It should be much better. I had to do quite a bit of troubleshooting to make sure that this was balanced out. So just let me know if you can hear me. Drop a one. You shouldn't hear any static anymore. All right, let me know if I can be heard clearly, Joel. This is the rematch. Call this the rematch, man. Okay. What about now? How's that better? It should be much better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Yeah. Feeling much better. Feeling good. Feeling better. All right. Perfecto. Hopefully, and I pretty much emulated kicks. I pretty much copied all of the scenes over as far as the audio and the audio input, and I had to unplug everything and replug everything up and reconnect it. So I think that was the issue there. For some reason, it was showing quite a bit of static. So that was the issue, and I apologize for that. Thanks so much for joining back in. Matter of fact, we're not gonna waste much time here. I'm not gonna waste your time. Not gonna waste your time. Let me know if I can be heard. This should be quite similar in regards to the same audio. So this is what I originally had. I don't know what changed in the process here, but drop a one if I can be heard. Just one more one and we can go ahead and get started, get rocking and rolling. Oh, they ain't notify everybody, so I just happened to double check. Okay. All right, give me 1 second here. 1 second. All right, I appreciate that, Kicks. Definitely appreciate that. Heard and seen, ready to go. Yes, go. Let's go. All right, so we gonna get straight to the point, y'all. Man, I'm not gonna waste any time. You know, tonight we're gonna talk about a few new fragrance releases. What I deem is actually worth it, in my opinion, as well as some fragrance layering combos that I utilize with some oils, as well as some 2 fragrance combos. So this is where things get interesting. So, but before we get into that, real quick. If everyone in the chat could drop one fragrance that you regret buying. Drop one fragrance that you regret buying in the chat, and we can go ahead and I'm gonna take a look at some of these options to pick from, and I'll let you know what I deem worthy, because a lot of this stuff is crazy. I blind bought so many fragrances within the past year alone. And some of them I don't even wear, man. Like I've worn maybe one or two times, and they just sit and collect dust, and I wind up either selling them or offloading them or giving them away. But yeah, drop it in the chat. One fragrance that you bought recently that I would say that you regret actually buying. And I got one fragrance that I want to talk about that I'm growing quite fond of. I might actually grab a full bottle of this, and it's a designer brand. Said Kix Griffey says recently none. That's a smart man. You smart with it, like smart buys. Like I've gotten to that point in which I'm really picky with my fragrance collection. So like I'm leaning more so towards the niche market. So like my fragrance journey has grown, I would say, because I got into fragrance through the lens of the designer realm. So my first cops were your typical Dior Sauvage, Dylan Blue, and that was a byproduct of Jeremy Fragrance. And I wouldn't say, I mean, everybody watched Jeremy Fragrance, throughout their time. If you're getting into fragrances, or if you're, been in the fragrance game for quite a while, you know who Jeremy is. All right. He said, Joel said, oh, that No Limits. Yeah, I can see No Limits, man. No Limits isn't the quite the appealing fragrance to the masses, but that's still good though. It's a good fragrance, man. Like I don't know. It's a good fragrance. It depends on the person, situation, and circumstance. That's how I kind of evaluate it. It's strong. Yeah, he said power. Yeah, that Jeremy fragrance, man. That'll do it. That'll do it. That Jeremy fragrance. So, let's see. I'm just trying to get to the point in which I'm understanding within my fragrance journey of brand recognition and brand loyalty. So, like, Fatboy Finesse said it best. Like, find a brand or a particular house that you love one fragrance of, or multiple fragrances of, and start to, explore that house more and more, and how they do things, which could be their formulations, which could be their scent profiles that they have, or even the price. Some of that also goes into play, but yeah, right now it's a lot of new releases that smell familiar, in my opinion. Like, it's a lot of brands, I believe, that are still playing it safe, and they're not really innovating or pushing that wheel. They're not really. He said, okay. He said, Buff, how long you been in the game? So, believe it or not, I haven't been in the game long. I would say I started buying fragrances in roughly around 2015, 2016. That's when I first got into the fragrance game. I would say my first 5 fragrances was like Dior Sauvage, Club de Nuit Intense Man. What was Dylan Blue, 1 Million, and Prada Black, I believe. I think that was my first 5. So yeah, I'm still fairly new to it, but my nose is still fairly fresh. But that comes with a blessing and a curse, I believe, because with a fresh nose, you literally get a fresh nose, So you could come with different perspectives on your outlook and, your thought process in regards to wearing fragrance. He said, Dutch says, I'm a detailed purchaser. Oh yeah. I can relate to that, man. Like I'm learning as the days go on how to, be more strategic when it comes to fragrances, especially when it comes to fragrances that are higher end, more expensive fragrances, or niche perfumery at its best. But he says, but I've been buying fragrances for 20 plus years. See, I'm trying to get like you. I'm not going to say I'm new to it, but I'm new to it, man. Like I'm still fairly fresh in the game of buying fragrances. It's literally been 10 years for me, but I've started my collection buying bulk. So to a little bit of background, I was actually an assistant manager at Kohl's, a department store, and we actually had a Sephora in store, and our Sephora ended up closing. And basically what I had to do is, we had a lot of fragrances that were not being sold. So what do you think I did? I had no choice but to mark those fragrances down and sell them to customers at a discounted rate, or sell them to employees at a discounted rate. And I pretty much got last dib. Yep. And yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I do a lot of card sampling. Nowadays, especially with niche perfumery. So with me tapping into the niche realm of things, like I'm going by way of upgrading from designer. So the majority of my fragrances are designer fragrances. A lot of fragrances you see will be a lot of fragrances that are cost effective, that smell with similar scent profiles, but also are really good fragrances that are inexpensive. So we're gonna talk about a fragrance right now that I've been looking at. This is from the house of Maison Margiela, the new release. I believe this fragrance came out within the last 2 weeks or so. I think I saw it when I was at my side job here in the mall in my city, and I saw it was Maison Margiela Chasing Sunsets. And that fragrance would be considered a sweet, fruity, creamy, woody fragrance that with depth to it, with a prominent note of mango in it. And that mango kind of caught me off guard initially, but it was layered with some tuberose, y'all. That tuberose set it off. Like, for some reason, tuberose is really nice for me. Like, the 1 Million Parfum is really prominent with that tuberose note. And that's actually one of my favorite fragrances that I have in my collection here. But the notes of the fragrance consists of mango, Guatemala cardamom, tuberose, crystallized moss, sandalwood, and vanilla. Yeah, yes, sir. Welcome back, Gems. We actually discussing Maison Margiela Chasing Sunsets, a new release from the house of Maison Margiela that I'm actually considering buying for the warm months here. And I believe that fragrance can be very unisex. So I'm more than likely gonna lean to the wife to wear that as well. So, but it's really nice. It's very sweet. That mango, man, is very prominent. It's a strong mango, but yet that tuberose kind of creates a level of subtleness to it. It can be really good. Oh, yes, it is. And the crazy part about it kind of balances that fragrance out by being that bridge to the dry down with that woody dry down, the woody vanilla dry down to it. I went and sampled it over the weekend, and like, just imagine like a mango sorbet. Like, that's how it feels, like a vanilla mango sorbet, man. Like, it's a good fragrance, especially like along the lines of a JPG, Le Beau, in that realm of space. It's very fruity. It's very tropical in a sense, in my opinion. He said, indeed, tuberose. Yes. It's not many tuberose fragrances that I do like. It's only one, and that's 1 Million Parfum, in my opinion. So, but yeah, like, that's one fragrance that I'm actually looking into is that Chasing Sunsets, man. Like, that fragrance is really nice. It's like, I think that fragrance is going to be a banger for our feminine crowd. It's more so feminine leaning, but I'm not one to be a stickler for masculine smelling fragrances, man. Like, my wife likes a lot of the fragrances that I wear, and they tend to be feminine leaning. So there's no problem with that on my end. And, I think that that's a pretty good thing there. But yeah, I definitely want to touch base on that Chasing Sunset from Maison Margiela. That one it kind of caught me off guard when I went and smelled it. It was strikingly powerful on top. And that mango smacked me in the face. It smacked me in the face. But then it kind of the warmthness of that and that sandalwood kind of came out. And that was just on a tester strip, and I sprayed it on my arm. So, but I have really thick skin, so it's gotta be a beast. You gotta be a beast to cut through the skin, man. But yeah. But let me know if you all know any new releases that have recently dropped that you want to discuss. We could talk about. I can elaborate on them real quick here on my take. But that Chasing Sunsets, man, that's a nice one, man. That is a nice one, and I'm very fond of that one. And I might actually cop a full bottle depending on how I'm feeling about it. But I know for a fact I have Prada, that Paradigm, coming in next week, so that'll be a good one. The Prada Paradigm. I like that one. Let's see. Yeah, and then also another one that I was looking at was a Taormina Orange from that Tom Ford. That one seemed to have like much more so. I think it's a citrus leaning fragrance. It's another fragrance that's very intentional for summer, a beach vibe that you get. I think it's definitely different because it's not similar to that usual Tom Ford DNA that you get, and it's something that people are probably going to look to implement in their summer rotation moving forward for the later summer, because I think it's a very dense fragrance. It's citrus, but a woody backbone to it, but it definitely gives you that vibe to it. Let me look it up on Parfumo here, because that smell really good. Honestly, that one's really good. He said Guerlain Adio Forte. Yeah, I was going to get that. But I wound up going with Paradigm instead. That's actually was in my top 3, but I wound up going with the Paradigm instead, man. But yeah, that Taormina Orange, it says it's a new perfume by Tom Ford, released in 2026 from Estee Lauder. The main accords is a fresh citrus, spicy, green, fruity fragrance. I definitely get the fresh, fruity side of it, and I think that might and it has like a little bit of tartness from it. So I think that comes from that blood orange at the top. So the fragrance notes consist of patchouli, Sicilian blood orange, oak moss absolute, bitter orange, cardamom, musk, and actually what I'm going to do here. Let's see. He said, Joel says, I once in a while get a new release, but most of the time I search for hidden gems, whatever the year. Yeah, that's a good way of going about it. Being selective in your process, in your journey. But this one, see, I am a victim of Orange Blossom, y'all. Orange Blossom gets me every time. It gets me every time. Like, it gets me every time. Like, anything with Orange Blossom, like the YSL Myself Absolute, the Ventus Absolute Ventus, like, or even the collector's edition. You know, so you said you caught a quick look at them. Have y'all seen the new Maison Margiela line they coming out with? Yeah, and I think that's part of it. I think that fragrance, that Chasing Sunsets, is part of it. Yeah, yep, it's 4 of them. Yeah, I think that Chasing Sunsets is part of it, man. But that was the one that kind of stuck out to me out of the 4. The rest of them were seemed fairly linear. They didn't seem like they were, you know, like more my speed. But with this Taormina orange, y'all, like that patchouli, Sicilian blood orange, oak moss absolute, bitter orange, cardamom, musk, orange blossom absolute, and Filippo, listen, and Filippo, like going crazy, y'all. Like, and that's yeah, the Sensorium collection. Yep. That's a fire name. It's a fire name. But yeah, like that was one that really caught my eye as well. And then I know we all are well familiarized with the Creed Wild Vetiver. I actually got a sample of that Creed Wild Vetiver upstairs, and it's a good fragrance, man. Like, I just don't want to. My biggest thing is that I don't want to have a lot of redundancy within my collection. Like, original vetiver is good. Wild vetiver is a little bit, in my opinion, wild vetiver is a little bit more my speed. However, I got so many vetiver fragrances. Jim's elaborated earlier on a Juliet Has a Gun X vetiver. That's on my list to get as my next vetiver. So, and it was gonna be either that or Guerlain's vetiver. It's gonna be either of those two. But yeah, with that wild vetiver, man, it was a green, clean floral vetiver with the rose in it. It was good. It was good. Like me, I like a little bit more masculinity within my fragrances. So, okay, he said, Joel said, a good blood orange, gritty. Ooh, yeah. Listen, gritty, and Jim's got me tapped in on that Fugazi. I got the Angel Dust. Got the Angel Dust, and that one that you showed I believe that was today. I don't know if that was today, or I think that was yesterday. That was that red bottle. Listen, not a perfume, but no cologne. Fire. So you need to smell vetiver and wool by Sense of Wood. Okay, I'll put that on my list here, man. Like, it's a lot of fragrances that I'm actually interested in smelling, but I'm trying to be more directive and more intentional with my buying process for the spring and summer months. Yeah, no cologne. Yep, no cologne. So no cologne and passion fruit. So I smelled passion fruit. I actually got a 10 ml of passion fruit. I got a 10 ml of passion fruit. I like that one's cool too. But that no cologne, man. I was looking up the notes of that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I need to go ahead and make a move on that. But needless to say, man, I know that Penhaligon's is dropping. They have something out. I think they dropped something from their bold blend. You know, with that one, I didn't get a chance to smell that one, but I was thinking at it. But Alpha Fragrances, he got some new heat in, so I'm gonna check him out and see what he got going. But yeah, like. Yeah, and Dutch, to go back into that Maison Margiela Sensorium collection, yes. So that's the one that has like it has Silent Furious, Silent and Furious, Silent Furious, or something like that, and then Delight and Despair. So those are really good. That's like shifting them into that niche category more so than anything, because like out of the fragrances that I have from Maison Margiela, I have Jazz Club, I have Under the Lemon Trees, I have Beach Walk, and I think I have By the Fireplace. So, and By the Fireplace, I just got the little bottle of that. I'm not a fan of that scent profile in my opinion, but a little too off brand for me. I work in a professional setting, so certain fragrances I have to be really mindful of what I wear because I'm always around people. Like I'm in a suit and tie, either a suit and tie or casual dress daily. So he said, I think I might. Yeah. Yep. He said, Fugazi passion fruit is fire. That's nice. Yes, it's nice, man. It's nice. That oud and passion fruit. Yeah, man. That kind of put me in like them. Like I have the not the Maison Crivelli, but I have the clone of that Maison Crivelli. The Oud Maracuja clone, the Azura Oud by French Avenue. That's good. I like that one. It's not a crazy oud. Even though I believe it's agarwood, I don't think it's true oud. I think it's kind of a cheaper oud, cheaper wood. Yeah, I believe that to be kind of a cheaper wood. But yeah, the Sensorium collection, that's that new Maison Margiela line that's niche leaning. But yeah, all right. So I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about new fragrances, man. It's not really much out there that I'm looking at other than these two right now. Yeah, other than those two, that's not really much I'm looking at right now. So let's go ahead and move forward here. Let's see. I'm going to, let's see. All right, so what I got here, I have a few layering combinations that I've been testing out and working with. A lot of these fragrance oils are kind of true to the T, honestly. Like they're fairly spot on with the original scent or the scent that they're taking after. Got a huge fly on my thing right here. That is a huge fly. But let's see. Let's go ahead and get in this chat real quick here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking my time, man. Like I mean, as of right now, I have about, I'll say, I have over 100 fragrances right now. I'm sitting at a right 130, about 130, 135, something like that. But I'm being very selective in what I'm buying next. Like, I'm taking a step into. He said you do the side by side or over under with your layering. I do over under. Like I have really thick skin, so especially in the colder months, I have to really kind of be mindful of the layers that I put in, because if my skin, I have really thick skin and I have oily skin as well. So the combination of the two, it's not really good for putting fragrance oil on your body, because I could get acne and things of that such. So with the combination of that, it's a no good. So a no go. So I have to really be mindful. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll start with our first combo here. This is fairly simple and straightforward. Like this is one that I actually wear to work. This is a good work combo. So I layer the Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir fragrance oil with the Cottelage Shiaka Shadow. So this kind of balances everything out. One thing about the Shiaka Shadow that I particularly don't get, I don't get that strong plum note. And that oil kind of brings out that plum note for me. Like I'm a plum head, so I like the plum, like the Initio Paragon, Ventures Radio, whatever, DNA, your as far as the 1 Million Lucky plum, it's really good. He said, let's see. Initio's dropping a fragrance called Wild Rush that got me interested because it's a caramel lavender with patchouli and red berries. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. He said, but Jim says, but I layer oils in one fragrance typically. Yeah, like, and that combo makes sense. See, there isn't a plum note. See? Okay. I don't really look at some of these resources. I kind of use my own nose, so I'm like, hold up. I'm like, I don't get a plum out of this, man. But this is a strong one. It's a strong one. It's for sure strong. It's stronger than the OG in my opinion. It's stronger than the OG, but the OG is a little bit more tart. He says, a plum junkie like the few of us here, these brands be lying to us. Plum don't be in these fragrances. I agree. But then again, they be having chemical compounds that create the plum vibe to it, but it's not really actual plum. Yeah, that smells good, y'all. But I definitely get that plum vibe to it, you know. So it's a very versatile Swiss Army knife of fragrances that I can kind of rotate out throughout the days, throughout the week. He said it's a truffle note like in the Elixir FCH. Okay, Mr. Clark, what up? Welcome in. All right, so another one that I've been rocking, y'all. This is fair. I just got this oil in, and I've been kind of running through it already, y'all. So I got the Blue Talisman Extrait oil. So I'm not buying double, what is that, sapphire, double sapphire, whatever you want to call it. No, redundant. I'm either going to get the OG or I'm just going to rock it out with the Tarati Blue. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, man. Like that combo is really nice. I love the pear combo, the ginger pear combo to it. It's really sweet. You know, it's subtle. Like it's a good vibe for me. Like if I'm in my suit and tie wearing white with a blue tie, whatever the case may be, that fits my vibe, man. It's a really good one. And then as a subtle or a date, could be a date night that I have with the wife. I actually wore this on one of our date nights. This was a layering combo of Angel Share. It was Angel Share by Killian from the House of Codlage Mansion. So this is a take on the flanker of Angel Share, the parody flanker. So this one has the included note of that raspberry in it. So this one's a little more sweet, but that raspberry is very prominent in this fragrance. So with the layering combination on this, man, listen, decent. It's decent. This is a good one, man. It's very subtle, straight to the point. Like it's something that within close counters makes people feel good to be around you. You know, it's a very encompassing fragrance. So like that's one fragrance that I actually do like. And then I have a daily driver. I have two daily driver combos. One daily driver combo consists of from the house of Michael Malul. I have the Couture black tie. Got the Couture black tie. And I layered the Couture black tie with the Maison Alhambra Malakline 02. Malakline Series 2. And this is straight up ambroxan. I even tested it out to see what the OG smells like compared to this, and it's the same thing, man. Like you just saving money. People just paying. You just paying for that price tag at this point. Sometimes it is better quality oil though, but I believe with this second series, the quality of oils they up their qualities of oil as a comparison to the first iteration of this fragrance. But it's just as a layering combo. I'll throw that on first and then put this on as a top. But you know, Michael Malul black tie I would consider this the father or the daddy or one of the I would say the daddy of your Dior Sauvage. Like this is, yeah. He said, man, I'll be telling people about black tie. I've been through 2 bottles since it came out. Yeah, this is really nice, man. This is your prototypical Dior Sauvage in a more upscale form. Like I dress this up, especially throughout those hotter days when it's crazy, and it's a versatile fragrance as well. You definitely get the ambroxan from it, but this one, yeah. He said black tie is the adult version of the Sauvage DNA. I agree. I'm right there with you. We on the same page. We're here. Trust me, we're here. But black tie, the difference between the two, I would say, I have the original Sauvage and I have Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. The difference between those two and this one, so I would consider Prada Luna Rossa Carbon to be the better looking older brother that's a bit more smooth as a comparison to Dior Sauvage, and that's the EDT iteration. So that's what I consider Prada Luna Rossa Carbon to be, and I consider this to be the father of the two. You know, the more mature, dried fruits, you know, smoother ambroxan, better oil quality version. And it says, even though this does lack projection. So that's exactly why I layer, because it lacks the projection, man. And this punches with this a beast. It's a beast. And another one I got, man, it's just a simple daily blue. You know, I think this was the last year release. I got Polo 67 EDP. It's a good one. Polo 67 EDP. Yes, that and Couture Blue. He said, Joel says, Prada Luna Rossa Carbon is my choice over Sauvage. Same here. And Sauvage is one of the first fragrances I purchased, like, along my fragrance journey. This is when I was a YN, so, yeah. So, that was back then, man. This was back a long time ago. I'm in my 30s now. But, yeah, this is really nice. This Polo 67 EDP, I put a pretty dent in this. So this is a good one. Now, I know that that EDP Extreme is out now. You know, I'm not interested, simply because I don't want to have all those bottles. If I get that, I'm not gonna wear this. I don't want to create redundancy within my collection, and I want to make my fragrance journey intentional. You know, the only fragrance that I'm actually looking forward to is the Polo Red EDP Extreme. That's the only fragrance I'm looking forward to buying. But I layer the Polo 67. I just have a simple Polo 67 EDT oil that I layer with, simply because the pineapple in this is a little bit more punchy. The citrus pineapple combo in this one with the layer, it actually brings it out in this. So that's why I layer that. And then I have like kind of a Dundada. Like, I got both iterations, but I prefer this one because it's a little bit stronger for me. This is one of my dressier, more close encounters, occasions, or in regards to fragrances. So this is one that I like. It's very powdery. I call this the masculine baby powder fragrance. And this is from Watania, the Cayenne Classic. This is supposed to be their iteration of the there we go. Let's get some. Supposed to be their iteration of the what is that? Let me get it in your face. All right, get iteration of Dior Homme Intense. And he said, shout out to EQ, creative fragrance wardrobe and not a fragrance collection. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. Like, I don't want to be a collector, man. Like, all of my fragrances are intended to serve a purpose. Like, they're used for utility, and fragrance is considered an accessory of you, of the person wearing it. You know, it's an extension of you. So why not? Why not be intentional on your process? Like I made a video previously about this. Like, you don't need 1 million bottles. You don't buy everything. Be selective in your process, because it makes it more worthwhile. But I layer this with a Dior Homme oil that I got. Dior Homme Intense oil that I got locally. That was cool. But this, the problem is that it does lack projection. Same as the OG, lacking projection on it. But overall, it really is a good masculine baby powder iris fragrance. He said, you got to wear them bottles. See, I'm not buying it if I'm not going to wear it. Like, I'm not buying it. Like, I bought that Liquid Brune and wasted my money because the scent profile is terrible, in my opinion. I smelled it. I'm like, oh, no. If this is what Altair smells like, I don't want it. But I'm not going to be biased or not going to judge the original fragrance, in which I base my judgment upon the inspiration. So I can't do that, you know. So I can't say that until I try Altair. But another combo that I go with, man, is this is what I tried earlier this week. This is one of my weekly wears. I wore this during my work week, and that was from the House of Toomey, 19 Degree. At 19 Degree. I like this cap, man. It's fire. Now this fragrance, it's heat. It's heat. So this is a culmination of Aventus Absolute and Tuscan leather, man. Like, you get the raspberry from the Tuscan leather, but you get that birch, that's woody birch, that woody smoky birch that you get from Aventus Absolute. So if both of them had a baby and named it raspberry, I think that's what it would be, honestly. Like, this fragrance is really nice. Like, this is a fragrance that fits me and fits my personality and what the type of presentation that I want to present to others, and how for others to see me as, and smell me as, experience me as. So, all right. So Joel says, yeah, I also wear my expensive fragrances even when I'm staying home. And Dutch says, yeah, thing is, some DNAs can't project because it will ruin the DNA. Some fragrances are just meant to be intimate setting, such as your Dior home. That's why I'm gonna get the Cayenne Classic. So I heard that Neeb is working on getting a Cayenne Classic Intense. Once they get all this stuff done with the the issues that we're having overseas. But I layer that to me with the Malakline 01. Now, this Malakline 01 that's pure ISO E Super. So all it is just adding woodiness to it, sandalwood. It's adding technically artificial sandalwood to the fragrance. To kind of like, sandalwood is one of my favorite scents. I can actually wear this on its own. And this is it's a good clean sandalwood, actually. So layering this first and then putting the Toomey 19 degree on there is really good. I would say that it's just a combination of that, the woodiness that comes out from the Malakline 01 and the raspberry suede leather from the Toomey 19 degree is what really sets it off for that fragrance. It's really it's masculine. It's like it's masculinity. Like, it's masculinity, like just a word, but I actually wore that this week. And then I got two more combos that I want to talk with y'all tonight here about. And one of them is a take on MFK's Oud Satin Mood. And this is actually one of my favorite scents. So I'm actually going to buy the OG of this. I'm actually going to buy the OG based upon this by itself. This is from the Ministry of Oud line from Paris Corner. Oud Satin. If I want to focus, man. There we go. Oud Satin. This is another masculine baby powder fragrance, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's masculine, but it is a baby powder fragrance. Like, I love this fragrance, y'all. It just smells so lovely. It smells upscale, elegant. Like, it's something you definitely wear. You got to wear when you're in a turtleneck, but the problem is this is an oily fragrance. This is an X straight. So it's very oily, so. Oh, Contralto. I got Basso on the way. I got Basso on the way for the summer. But yeah, I'll layer this with oil that I have. I got 2 bottles of this oil, of the Oud Satin Mood oil. It's simple, nothing too crazy, honestly, y'all. I just do it to complement the fragrance itself, and it's to bring out certain aspects of the fragrance that I feel is lackluster. But then again, that's just my take on it. And then my Dundada, I think I got part of this combo from Fatboy Finesse, and this is starting off with the Game of Spades Wild Card, which is a take on that Lafayette Street DNA, the Ambroxan Citrus Apple. Yes. He said Oud Satin is actually pretty close to Oud Satin Mood. I got both. Yes. He said, but from the line, the Oud Amber and Indonesia Oud are fire. See, I was going to try the Oud Amber. I might actually still try it. But them being fairly inexpensive, man, like, those are good, easy pickups. Especially if you want to try, especially if I want to get into those types of scent profiles, But yeah, I'll layer the Game of Spades Wild Card. And I'll actually layer that with the Dumont Nitro White. Crazy. Dumont Nitro White. So I'll layer that with the Dumont Nitro White. So that Game of Spades Wild Card gives you that Lafayette Street DNA. And to me, it's a bit stronger than Lafayette Street. I like the atomizer much better on this fragrance. It applies very well. And Game of Spades, I've noticed that with Joe Milano, all of their fragrances, I mean, I'm not gonna say they all are good, but I mean, they rarely miss. They have a few that are questionable, but they rarely miss, honestly. But they're all fairly good fragrances, man. I just don't want to I don't want to get fragrances when I want the original. So that's the hard part. So that's why I'm going to start testing out more and sampling a little bit more. So, but let's see. So with Nitro White, man, like it's just fire. I love this fragrance, man. Kind of a gourmand, but this is a creamy fragrance, man. So it balances the sparkiness out in that wild card. So this smooths out the wild card, in my opinion. So with this fragrance, this has iris in it. It has that cypress and juniper, but what it's really known for is that honey vanilla amber dry down, sweet, kind of leaning gourmand, you know. But this is a good balance. This really promotes balance and longevity for the fragrance. But wild card lasts all day, so you don't have to worry about that. The ambroxan in that just alone pushes through any layer you put on it. And then I layer that with the black butter. That black butter going crazy, man. Layering with that black, ooh, shoo. Layer with the black butter, man. That's a good combination. In my opinion, like I lean to that combination in the cooler months, simply because it's a heavier layer. You know, I'm using three layers on top of showering, moisturizing, and things of that such. So just establishing that balance within those. But so that's 9 combinations that I got, man. Like in the chat here, post any fragrance combinations. If you're doing any layering or if you tried layering, post just put some in the chat here. We can talk about it here real quick here, and then we'll go ahead and move on and finish up the night. But yeah, while we're at it, man, like basically how I think about it when it comes to the oil is that if you're just spraying one fragrance and calling it a day, you're kind of leaving a little bit on the table here. You know, with the fragrance oils, that's how you kind of boost the performance, as well as the molecule-based fragrances. You boost fragrance, you add some depth to some of those linear fragrances, because especially the cheaper fragrances, they are linear. You know, and just think of it as this: like your fragrance is the outfit. You know, the oil is just the accessory, and it helps make it stand out. You know, so let's see. And the crazy part about it, you want to know some crazy? Layering might actually be better than buying new fragrances. Is that a crazy take or no? I don't know. Let me know. He says, Joel says, slowly but surely I'm replacing all of my clone. I love with the OGs, the ones I only just like, I keep the clone. And that's kind of where I'm getting, you know. Everyone's talking about the Codlage. Oh, Dust just posted some heat. That Urban Virgo, bro. Yes, man. Yes, with Cedric Boise. The oil to it. So does a Cedric Boise, does a leather clash at all? Like you still get that prominent leather in it? Or are you using the original Cedric, or are you using the Intense? Because from what I'm hearing, the Intense is still reminiscent of that original scent DNA, but it's just a bit stronger on the citruses. He said, Joel says, and the clones that I's replacing the discontinued ones. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at as well. Like, such as the 1 million Privé, like, I'm going to get the clone of that because the scent DNA is amazing. Like, that is a great scent DNA. Like, I originally, okay, OG. Okay, I might have to try that. But I ain't got, let me see. Let me see something, man. Let me see something. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and order that. Order that now. I see it right here. Dutch. I'm going to go ahead and order it. I'm on their site right now. I'm going to go ahead and order it. And we're going to see what's to that. Thank you. I appreciate the recommendation. We're definitely going to see what's to that. Yeah. Yeah, Cedric Intense is, nah, no. So many better Manceras out there. I'm an Amore Cafe guy, so. He said, Buff, do you have Virgo season from House Urban? I do not. I do not. But I'm actually on the site right now about to order it, courtesy of Dutch. Let's see. He said, hold on, I might have a code. Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm actually on their site right now. And, okay, so I see the Black Jesus, Glaze Dry. Let's take a look here. Uh-oh. Got hit with something. Let's go back. Oh, they're trying to make me do some crazy stuff here. All right. So we're here. Okay. All right, let's explore. Let's explore a bit. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Gems. House Urban Black Love Oil in either Naxos or Decus or is Elite. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Spiced honey tonka. So basically layering it with Naxos. Now, question for you: do you, Dutch? Do you own Rayhan's Italia? Because I'm actually on the fence on buying Naxos. I ran out of my bottle of Naxos. I had a small bottle of Naxos, and I blew right through that. Before I buy another bottle, hopefully somebody has some insights on that Rayhan Natalia. Because I have Basso, Suspiro Basso on the way. I have Memo Muradai on the way. What else I got? Got Muradai on the way. I got the Angel Dust on the way as well. So, okay. It's not bad. It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's probably worth it. It looks like it's worth it, man. Quite expensive. $100? More? $100? Oh, my chest. Elizabeth. All right. It's a bottle, man. Let's see. Black Love, Spice Honey Tonka. Okay. I'm gonna talk to the wife about this, see if she would like this. So top notes are bergamot, heart notes are amber, coriander, honey, base notes of dark musk, tonka, bean, oud, and tobacco. Okay. Now with the Black Love, would this be considered unisex? Okay, the 4 ounce. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But it says the sets are 8 ounce. It says the sets are 8 ounce here. So hopefully, I wonder if they up the sizing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's the oil as well as the body balm. So I'm definitely game for buying both of those. Let me see what the body duos. Let me see. Okay, so they have a fragrance free Black Joy. Okay, he said the Black Love Virgo season. Okay. They got any fragrance notes for the Virgo season? Dutch, if you could, let me know what that, I see it says Jasmine's, and Black Amber Jasmine. Is that I'm sure that those are the main notes behind the set. Just let me know if there's anything that's kind of close to that as far as fragrance or cologne is concerned. But yeah, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, Jims, let me know if you get that, if you have a code. He said now that Hair Urban Poppy is my favorite because it's bourbon, sandalwood, and it blends with a lot of fragrance. Okay. Makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. See, I usually keep it simple, man. I keep it simple. I usually use coconut oil, or like I used to make body butters. I actually started a business in 2021 in which I was selling homemade body butters. Like I would do it myself. So like from distribution to supply chain management, as well as the marketing. Okay. Yeah, Jim's. If you get that, let me know. Let me know. As soon as you get that, let me know. I'll definitely make an order and use that code. Cause this seems like it'll be worthwhile. Black Jesus, black cardamom and santal. Cardamom and sandalwood. Interesting. Yeah, this might be up my alley. That sandalwood bourbon, the poppy. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Dutch. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I might actually like that sandalwood bourbon. Cause I'm a fan of the Cremo bourbon and oak. I think that's called bourbon and oak. And I layer that with I layer those two with tone, that tone body butter or body oil that just dropped with the AMP with Casanat in them there. Yeah, that's really good. It's decent. It's light, and it's not really a sticky fragrance oil. But that's really nice, man. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. He said Poppy and Obsidian go well. Okay. All right. I'm making a note. Making a note of that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody joining in tonight. Definitely on your Saturday night, you could be doing something else, something more, something more to your liking here. I definitely appreciate everyone's time tonight, especially bearing with me with the first stream, having those issues, because my earlier stream, I didn't have these types of issues. However, I believe that I was able to fix my audio as in comparison to my first initial video from this morning. So he said, Bound is the last one I bought from house. He said, but you got several, Mr. Clark. Fragrance free. Those fire. Season. There we go. Jasmine, mandarin, orchid. Ooh, yeah. I think I'm gonna do the poppy and the Virgo season. Poppy and Virgo season might be up my alley. Yeah, Poppy and Virgo season might be. Yeah, I appreciate you, Joel. Watching NHL hockey highlights and listening to you, man. What's your favorite team? I'm a fan of the Blues. A fan of the Blues. Let's see. If we can get our young boys going, that's the problem. We got too many young boys. We ain't got a lot of vets. We do not have a lot of vets. Yeah, where I'm at, we don't have Major League Football anymore. We don't have an NFL team anymore. All we have is MLB. We do have a baseball team where we're at. And they're not very well. They haven't been doing good. He said there's an entire male line that is fire. Okay. I wonder if that's the... So I see that they have like it all separated between floral, gourmand, spicy, and fresh smells here. I'm looking at the Virgo season of poppy. Now, if Jim's, you give me that code, I'm definitely gonna probably get quite a few of them. I'll probably get quite a few of them. I want the oil as well though, because I like the oils. The body balms I'm a fan of as well, but I like the oils for sure. He says a lot of heat was for Hassan. Got a real talent for blending them oils. Yeah, it seems just so. It's like based upon these scent profiles, I'm like, what? Strawberry macaron. Like, come on, man. Vanilla cakes and sprinkles. Crazy. Going crazy. Cocoa Tonka Musk, layering that with more cafe. Going crazy. Homecoming, huh? That's a nice... Okay. Okay. All right. All right, so I've got basically two directions in which I'm heading in. Like, should I keep exploring the new fragrances, or should I just continue to dive deep into the layerings and oils? I'm looking at sampling more and more fragrances, but your recommendations are highly warranted. So I would love to hear your thoughts on, any discovery sets or any houses that I should explore within the niche realm or designer niche. Like, as I stated earlier, I will be having Suspiro Basso in this week. I have Memo Murdai. I have that's what it was. It's Parfums of Marley Castley. I have Parfums of Marley Castley coming in, and I have the last one, I believe, to be, yes, the Prada Paradigm. So those are the four that I have coming in. So I got 3 niche, 1 designer. So hopefully we'll be able to get things moving. I already have a 10 ml of the Prada Paradigm, so I already know what that smells like. I've been testing that out for a while, and that seems to be very well. And I have a fragrance oil that I'm planning on layering with that. So that one's gonna be a punch. That one's gonna be a punch. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing these streams every week on Saturday night. So I'm gonna start doing Saturday Night Live every week. Like, this will be a clockwork thing, and each week I'm gonna bring something new to the table, something different, something innovative. It won't be just a standard stream. Like, we'll have segments in regards to bringing people on. We'll have segments in regards to not necessarily skits. Joel actually brought up a good point. Saturday Night Live is a talk show, in which there are skits, there is music and entertainment as well, and there's overall entertainment of the audience. So I'm going to be doing live giveaways as well. So I'm going to be actually sending out samples, sending out decants, because I do have quite a few decants upstairs. So of niche perfumery, designer perfumery, as well as some inexpensive alternatives to fragrances that still smell really great, man. But let's go ahead and get active in this chat real quick here before we head out for the night, I would say. So he said, Montreal Canadiens. Okay, yeah, really good team. When they played played the U.S., when Canada played the U.S., that was crazy. He said, House Urban has a lot of heat for sure. He said, Suspiro, Viola, Contralto, Tenor, all great Suspiros. Yeah. So, based upon my knowledge, since I'm on with some pros, some people who have been in the game for quite some time and have quite an extensive knowledge base on fragrance and perfumery, he said, Dutch says, nah, that's fire. As we talk behind the scenes, our side of Fragcom is establishing a schedule, and you doing this is fire. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what helps keeps me going. It helps keeps me motivated in regards to that, because you all are setting, you Kicks, Gems, Fat Boy, EQ, everybody that I've been watching, like, as of late, because I really truthfully don't consume much fragrance content anymore. Like, I kind of keep it simple and straightforward to the point because I'm so busy. You all are Kicks setting the standard. Scent Bubble setting the standard, man. Like, very informative, very inclusive, very, very educated amongst perfumery. And I just appreciate all of you, for setting the standard for us content creators, smaller content creators, thus new to the realm, to follow, because we're building upon the foundation that you all are setting and have set. So yeah, but yeah, like, let me know, like, post it in the chat here if you have any house recommendations that I should explore. As of right now, my fragrance journey, I'm not looking for any darker fragrances right now. I'm looking into more lighter, fresher fragrances with the weather. Summer fragrances, some that last throughout the heat, some that don't die out, you don't lose traction with them within a wear, because we're going to be in high heat throughout the summer. But I want to start getting ahead of the game. So fall, it could be coming pretty soon, so you might be at a good time to get fall and winter fragrances right now, due to price point. But But yeah, I just wanna thank everyone, for the time tonight, and it's been great chatting it up. I thank everyone in the chat here. Like, you all have been a great support system and a great, I'll say a great partners in this here. So, like this entire FragCom, I'm blessed to be a part of. I'm blessed to be some type of contributor. Like, if you don't get anything from me, I want you to get the realism aspect of it and how to apply these things to normal everyday life. That's the content that I create. Like, all those shorts that y'all see me in, like, that's just me talking about stuff that I got going on, basically. So, like, these are situations and circumstances that I've been through, that I go through on the day to day in regards to picking fragrances, what fragrances to wear, when to wear them, how to wear them, finding that right fragrance. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's a challenge, especially for those who have extensive collections. You got your dailies that you pick up, you have your rotations, but everyone isn't built like that, So I'm here to just be a mortar, if that makes sense. So just based on my experiences, and I got time, just trying to grow. But yeah, much love. Hope everyone has a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll do this again next Saturday, and we'll make it happen. Thanks so much for joining in. And it's been Buff Sense, where style meets strength, and every fragrance packs a punch. Have a good night.